Friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into another interesting machine on the Vulnhub, which is Zeus. I will put the link in the video below so that you can download it and play it on your own. I'd like to take this opportunity to showcase some, quote, new techniques. For example, how to transfer files between the target machine and the kernel Linux if common ways can't work, and how to escape the restrict shell. However, before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. So then we can head over to the kernel Linux VM. To begin with, of course, as you can see over here, the IP address of the target machine has been configured as static IP address, which is different from all other machines on the Vulnhub. So now we can head over to kernel Linux VM. First of all, we need to check whether the target machine is available, and we can use the ping command to test. Yes, as you can see, we can reach the target machine. Next, we need to perform port and surface scanning with the Nmap. To save time of this video, I've already done that before, so now we can get out its result. As you can see over here, I took the options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, and then followed by the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Then we can retrieve scanning results whenever, just as what I'm doing now. From the Nmap scanning results, we can tell the target has 1, 2, 3 open ports. The first open port, 21, the surface is FTP, or File Transfer Protocol. Unfortunately, the Nmap can't determine its exact version number. And with the option of SC or default script scanning option, we can tell the target machine allows anonymous FTP login, and we can check it out manually later. And the second open port, 22, the surface is SSH or secure shell surface, and also we can get the version information, including its corresponding version number. Though this version is quite outdated, I don't think we can find any workable vulnerability in this case. The last one, 80, the surface is HTTP, and also we can get the version information Apache 2. So what shall we do next? It's quite clear. We need to perform enumeration with the FTP surface first. So how to do? We can FTP to the target machine. And the username is anonymous. No password. So from the banner, although the Nmap can't determine its exact version number, however, from the banner returned from the target machine, we can tell possibly the target machine is running this version of vsftpd. And later we can check whether this version is vulnerable or not. Although, this information is not 100% correct. Some administrator will purposefully configure the banner. Okay, so now nothing at all, although we have already got access to the target machine. And also we can check to see whether we can navigate across different locations like home. We can't. We got a 550 error. And also we can, create the file like, simple file to check whether we have permission to upload file. We still got the error 550. So now we can exit from the FTP session. So far, we didn't get anything useful from the, FTP surface. Next, we can use the search sprite to check to see whether this version is vulnerable or not. Indeed, we got 2 exploits. Even, the second one is Metasploit. So now we can launch Metasploit console to check whether we can, can exploit this vulnerability if we can, and then we can get the initial foothold easily. So now it's loading. After it's loaded, we can use command search, followed by the service name vsftpd and the version. Just one module. We can use this module. You can use relative path of this module. Alternatively, you can use index number. And we can, show options. And we can set the remote host to our target machine. And we do not need to do anything else. So now we can run it. The server is configured for anonymous earning, and the backdoor code cannot be reached. So now we can exit from Metasploit console. Let's move forward. It's time to enumerate the web application both manually and automatically. Let's fire up the browser to perform manual enumeration first. And we can put the IP address of the target machine into the address bar of the browser. Press enter, and we got this My Telecom login form, and we can try to use default credential to sign in admin and admin. Sign in, it's not working, and also we can try to use login bypass technique. And password field, we can put anything. Sign in, but still got nothing. And also we can check its source code. We didn't find anything. And also we check to see whether this is CMS or content management system. We can use such as Sprite, My Telecom. It's not. So next, we can check to see whether this site has robots file or not. Not found. Next, we can launch the Nikto to perform comprehensive enumeration automatically. It can gather information about this web application from various aspects. For example, like the version, the banner, or request the header, and also allowed HTTP methods. Sometimes we can, manipulate or utilize dangerous methods such as put for our purpose. We can upload web shell file to the target machine by this dangerous method. But of course, it's not this case. We didn't get anything useful. So now we can launch Gobuster to perform directory enumeration. As you can see over here, I use the subcommand dir, which is short for directory enumeration, and use the option of -u to specify URL, and use the W option to specify the word list. And I always use this word list, although sometimes we need to try different word lists, and use the X option to specify the extensions like PHP, HTML, text back. And without too much time, Gobuster has discovered some directories like assets, telecom, and backups. And I think first of all, we can check these backups directly. Nothing returned. And so how about the assets directory? There's some subdirectories like Bootstrap, CSS, font, awesome, icon, image, backgrounds. Nothing very useful. usually assets directory contains some sort of static resources like image, like CSS file. And so now let's have a look at telecom directory. Press enter. Nothing at all. Very weird. However, if you check its source code, we find this comment. The website will be updated by this guy, Google. So this is a possible username, right? We can copy and paste in my notebook. And next I can try to, test or perform SQL injection. Okay? And how to do? Let me, of course we can use this way. Usually you can use a Boot2Root to intercept request and then launch SQL map. Of course, Boot2Root will intercept the request and save it to file. Then we can launch SQL map to perform SQL injection. Alternatively, we can use this way. We can open the inspect and go to network tab, and we can put like admin and password. Sign in, and then we can get the request, right? So we can use the SQL map with U option, and we can copy and we can use, I can't remember very clearly. So how to specify the payload. Okay, the data. So now I think we can okay, press enter. It's not incompatible with option. Oh, sorry, should be data. No problem. Press enter. So now it starts its testing, but failed to get anything. Okay, so how to do next? Actually, the only valuable information what we have really got up to this point is possible username. Next, I'm going to launch Hydra to perform brute forcing, and with SSH service, we can use Hydra. Let me auto-complete this command, and I use the uppercase P option to specify password dictionary, and then surface and followed by the IP address or machine name of the target machine. We can press enter. I'd like to tell you this will take a very long time, about 47 minutes. Of course, I will not wait anymore. So I assume that we have already got its password. Its password is universal. So now we can SSH to the target machine. SSH. Press enter. Okay, so we can supply its password, universal. It does work. So now we can run command as usual, and then we can get the user flag without any issue. And hack me, so what's that? Hack me, nothing. And also we can check to see whether we can navigate to home directory, just one normal user, and we can check is architecture ulim command not found. So I think, although we have already got initial foothold on the target machine, this is not normal one. Possibly we are in the restrict shell, and we can echo shell, but it's a normal bash shell. Maybe this restrict shell is being implemented by some other component. Okay, var and go to Google. And also we can check, maybe we can upload the Nmap shell script, right? So wget, even which command is not found. So how, also Python is not available. Very weird. However, I think besides this current directory and upper directory, we find this, this very special and suspicious directory which consists of 3 dots. Let's go inside this directory. Sysdet, and this has SUID bit and its owner is root. So this means when current user Google executes this file, will temporarily get the privilege of its owner root. So next we can run sysdet. It looks like the data command is executed under the hood of this binary. So I think we need to manipulate the data command. So of course, in case you didn't find this very special directory, you can use other way to check. For example, we can use, normally I just use this option, but in this case we can use the R option and followed by the root directory, because I want to get all directories and files in this machine. Okay, so now, this is, I think it's a good way of approach to enumerate or gather information about this machine. Okay, so let's scroll up. So for this directory, you can find its files. And so similarly, we can find this as well. So just now I show you different approach to enumerate the target machine. So how to the next? We can, we can create our own date command. I think this is very common and useful technique when we try to make privilege escalation. Date, and we need to make it executable. And also we need to, because we can't, no temp directory, so we must play around or within this home directory, and we can export a path. We must include home directory to the path directory, and home Google and current path, and then we can run sysdate. Okay, and we can run ID. However, if we run ID command, nothing returned. So this is some sort of a weirdness of this machine. Actually, maybe the standard output is disabled. as we know, the file descriptor like the 0 means standard input, and the 1 standard output, standard output, and 2 standard error. So maybe the standard output is disabled. So how to do? Let me show you. This way we can ID and we can redirect to okay, so this means we'll redirect standard output to the error if the standard error channel is not blocked or is not disabled. As you can see, this time the command has been executed, and also we can get its response. So now we have become root user, right? Root. Unfortunately, if we run cd to root, as you can see, we can't cd to root directory. So I think it's not a real root. This is some kind of effective, UID, user ID, and we need to bypass. We need to actually, if you check the output of the above command, you can see why we are in this sort of restrict shell because of this one, Jailkit. And we need to, exploit this utility for our purpose. How to do? And actually, this is the first time I encounter this sort of utility, Jailkit, or restrict shell. I have already demonstrated many other ways to escape from the restricted shell, but the normal way can't work because now the target machine is adopting Jailkit. Okay, so how to do? And I've already opened up this Git repository, and you need to copy, this C source code, and create it locally. Of course, I've already done that before. This one. And next, we need to compile it to, executable. So how to do? We can use GCC and static. And we need to compile it to 32 version. So now we can press enter. Oh, no such a file, sorry. Okay. Now it's done. So the executable has been created. And the next, we need to transfer this executable to the target machine. Unfortunately, the normal way to transfer is disabled. So how to do? Let me show you. This way, we can use SSH. And, this one, cat means, cat and the redirect. Cat means the standard input. And then when the got anything will redirect or save to this file. And outside, this left redirect means this file would be the input to the whole command. Okay, so now we can press enter. And universal. I think it's done. This command has been executed without problem, and it's disconnected. Okay, and if we go back to this shell, and maybe as you can see, this binary has been uploaded to the home directory of this user. So next, we need to, our date command needed to, execute this one rather than shell. Okay, So how to do? Let me echo home go and on root to date. Okay, and also we need to change it or make it executable. And I think it has already been in the path environment, right? I mean the home directory. So now I think we can run and sys. Oh, I think we need to export and pass and home we didn't make this file executable on, and then we can run this one more time. ID okay, so now we have already become the real root user, and we can navigate to root directory. Oh, and 2, and we can get out its root flag and 2. Okay, so I think it's done. All right, we have already completed this wonderful machine, and that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a nice day, please.